Let's begin by reviewing the sequence as we know it so far. And let's do it very, very slowly. One of the real good benefits of Tai Chi is helping us learn how to slow down and counteract the habit we have of normally rushing through all our activities. We get ourselves moving, and it's hard for us to really slow down. So we'll do this review of the beginning part of the sequence, the first 4 moves forward and back that we know. We'll do it as slowly as possible, almost barely moving. We start off, as always, with brush, knee, and push going forward, then parting horse's mane, then rooster, heel step, box ears, and finally fair lady works at shuttles. Coming back, the first time we use white crane spreads wings, the middle 2 times we use monkey hands, and the last time we come back to white crane spreads wings. All right, let's begin very, very slowly. Feet shoulder width apart in balanced position. Arms relaxed by your side. Traditional opening. Hands float up nice and easy. Sink down, bend your knees. Shift to the right, ball holding cat stance on the right. Now really slowly. Left hand turns down. Brush knee and push 2 steps forward. White crane 2 steps back. Ball holding on the right. Parting horse's mane sequence. Deer stance lute playing for monkey hands. Cross wrist, left foot in cat. Rooster, heel step, box ears. 4 on the ball on the right. Fair lady works at shuttles. And on the second white crane step here, we sweep the right hand down, cross our wrists. The left foot comes to deer stance. And come down to balanced position. Very good. That's a nice little review of our first few moves. Now let's learn our first move for this new set of lessons. And the unusual thing about this move, compared with the moves that we've learned previously, is that this time we're moving side to side instead of forward and back. Instead of taking 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, we'll be doing a side step, going from cat stance on one side over to the other side, cat stance on that side, and then back. So practice just that much with me, moving side to side. Hands come up in front of the chest. As always, the weight-bearing knee is bent. The left foot is in cat stance, just the ball of the foot resting on the floor. Get very strong on your right leg. In this case, we want to lift the knee a little bit high, step to the side, shift over to the side, shift the weight smoothly over to the left, then pull your right foot into cat stance, but don't put the heel down. Now let's try that in the other direction, stepping to the side, shift right. Let's do it a couple of times more. And come down to balanced position. Now what let's practice is shifting our weight from side to side without moving our legs. First, just stand with your feet pretty wide apart like this, reasonably wide. Bend both knees. Shift to the left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Shift to the center, both knees are bent slightly. Shift to the right leg is bent. Notice that as we move from left to right, because we have our knees bent in the center, our body doesn't go up and down. It just moves on a horizontal level across from side to side. We don't come up like that. That's what would happen if we straighten our legs. We'd come up and then come down again. But instead, because we have both knees bent in the middle, we glide from left to right, and our upper body stays at the same level. All right, let's take 3 overhead breaths. And 2 more. And 1 more. Now, from balanced position, shift over to the right into cat stance on the right, And we'll add a little bit more to our foot movements now. Hands up in front of the chest for balance. Lift the knee, step to the side. Shift the weight to the left leg. Now bring your right foot into cat stance just the way we did before. But now what we're going to do is move this right leg back off to the side. Shift your weight onto the right leg, shift all the way over. And now instead of bringing the left foot into cat stance, instead of bringing it over here, we're going to keep the left foot where it is, shift back onto the left side, and bring the right foot into cat stance. Let's do that one more time. Starting on the right side, cat stance on the right side. Lift the knees, step to the side, shift the weight to the left. Now just bring your right foot into cat, pause for a moment, step sideways with the right foot again, shift the weight onto the right leg, keep the left foot where it is, shift back to the left leg, bring the right foot into cat stance. Now let's do the same thing on the other side. Starting from the left, lift the knee, step to the side. Shift to the right, bend the right knee. Now bring the left foot into cat stance. Don't put the heel down. Immediately step to the side again with the left leg. Shift left, shift the weight all the way over to the left side, straightening the right leg. Don't lift the right foot. Shift back onto the right leg. Bring the left foot into cat stance and down to balanced position. Good. That's the footwork for this next move we're going to learn. The move is called Rooster Single Whip because it combines two moves. Rooster spreads wings, which is our first side step, and then single whip, which involves a second side step and shifting the weight to one side and back. Let me show you the whole move now. Don't do it this time, just watch me. We have finished coming back from Fair Lady Works at Shuttles. We've done white crane, 2 steps back. We have gone white crane, we have swept the right hand down and crossed our wrists, and we brought the left foot into cat stance. To begin, rooster spreads wings, single whip. We've done rooster spreads wings before. We've gone rooster heel step loop plank position to step forward. In this case, we're going to do rooster spreads wings, step to the side like that. This is a rooster step to the side. Then we cross our wrists again and bring the right foot into cat stance. Now we begin the move called single whip, which has 2 parts. First, there's the side step of the right foot that we were practicing. And as we do that side step, we do a sideways wrist punch with the left hand, and the right hand points toward the left hand. Then once we've done that, we shift our weight to the right, circle this hand around. This is called the single whip karate chop move. And once we've done that, then we shift our weight to the left again. Closing up, we call this close up. We cross the wrists and bring the right foot back into cat stance. So we can do the same thing on the other side. Just watch. Rooster spreads wings. Step to the right. Left comes to cat. Single whip. First the wrist punch. Right hand does the wrist punch. Left foot side step. Then left hand single whip karate chop. Then we close up to the right and bring the left foot back into cat stance. And that completes the move. The martial arts application of this move is if we have an opponent on this side and this side, we are trying to take out both opponents. First, if we start off on the right side and we shift rooster step to the left, first thing we're going to do, bring the right foot into cat. The opponent on this side, we hit them with a wrist punch, and then we step back to the side, sweep our hand around and do a karate chop to the neck of the opponent on the other side. This position here, where I have my palm flat and my fingers straight, this is called knife hand, because the hand is something like a knife, and the striking edge is the outer edge, the little finger and the hand. This is the knife edge part of knife hand. So when we do this single whip karate chop move, the knife hand sweeps around with the palm facing in, and at the last moment, we turn the wrist and snap into a karate chop to the neck. The rotating of the wrist and arm and hand to do the karate chop to the neck, that's like cracking a whip. So that's where the single whip gets its name. We have the hand sweeping around like this, and at the last moment we crack the whip with a karate chop to the neck of the opponent on that side. So let's just do the handwork for rooster and single whip together. Starting off with our wrist crossed, rooster spreads wings. Just as we've done it before, we bring the hands up, separate the arms, palms turn down, and then we bring the hands down and cross the wrists again. That's rooster spreads wings. One more time. Hands come up, open the arms nice and relaxed, keep the elbows and shoulders relaxed, wrists relaxed, and then cross wrists. Now we start the single whip part of the move, starting with the left hand wrist punch. The hand comes off to the side. Keep your elbow and wrist relaxed. Just bend the hand inward. The wrist punch goes directly off to the side. As you do that wrist punch, the other hand comes up. It was down here. It comes up. It's already in knife hand. And it points directly toward the left hand so that it's ready to begin the single whip karate chop move to the right. So let's take just that much. We have our wrist crossed. Left hand wrist punch, right hand points toward the left hand. Then as we sweep the right hand across in the single whip karate chop, the palm faces in as it comes out, and it's only at the last moment that we turn the hand, the knife hand turns for a karate chop to the side of the opponent's neck over there. And as we do this, we get a great stretch across the front of the chest. Then we relax our hands and finish by closing up again. Let's do that again from the beginning, from rooster spreads wings, crossing the wrists, hands come up, arms separate nice and relaxed, rooster spreads wings, palms face down, crossing the wrists. Now the single whip starts with the left hand wrist punch, right hand points toward the left hand. Then right hand sweeps around in a single whip karate chop. We snap the whip by doing the karate chop. Then we close up, the palms turn forward, and we cross our wrists again in front of the body. Then we do the same thing on the other side. Rooster spreads wings. Then we come down and cross our wrists. This time our weight's over on the right side. The right hand begins the wrist punch. The left hand is in knife hand. It points toward the right hand. And this time, the left hand, the palm turns in. It sweeps around in the single whip karate chop at the last moment. It turns, snaps the whip with the karate chop to the neck. So we've done the same thing on the other side. Let's do the handwork on both sides now, starting with our wrist crossed. First, we're going to be moving with our weights on the right, and we move to the left. The hands come up. Rooster spreads wings. Sweep the hands down. We've shifted our weight to the left. The wrists are crossed. The left hand does the wrist punch, while the right hand has the knife hand pointing toward the left hand. Then the right hand sweeps around and does the single whip karate chop. Then we finish this first half of the move by closing up, crossing our wrists. Now we do a rooster step. Our weight's on the left. We do a rooster step to the right. Hands come out. Come down. We cross our wrists. Our weight's on the right. The right hand does the wrist punch. Left hand points toward the right hand. Then the left hand sweeps forward with the palm facing in. At the last moment, we turn and crack the whip with the karate chop. And then we close up like that. Okay, that's the arm work. Now let's put it together with the footwork.